I am with a client, I just do what's called a regression, which is just bringing them into a very relaxed state. And when they are in this very relaxed state and their subconscious mind is open, then we can go back and unlock some childhood memories or even midlife memories where a belief was formed and created, and that belief is holding them back. And consciously, they would say, I know that I'm not that person, or I know that I am loved. Of course I am loved. But subconsciously, maybe a parent said something, a teacher said something, a friend said something, and boom, a belief was formed that taught that person that he or she is not loved.
Your subconscious mind holds patterns formed decades ago, beliefs about love, safety, success, and self-worth that still shape your life long after you've forgotten where they began. Today's guest is someone very special, not just to the show, but to me personally. Orion is my wife and one of the most gifted healers I know. She's a highly trained hypnotherapist and transformational coach specializing in rapid transformational therapy and NLP, helping clients rewrite deep-rooted beliefs at the subconscious level. In this conversation, Orion and I break down why talk therapy can take years to shift what hypnotherapy can unlock in just a few sessions. We look at how trance states already happen and show up in your life every day, and why the subconscious responds to imagery and to metaphor far more than logic. Orion explains her process for tracing a belief back to the moment it was formed, often in childhood, and how healing that root wound creates a ripple effect that dissolves everything built on top of it. She also shares surprising client stories, including people who resolved issues like insomnia and chronic anxiety. If you've ever felt like willpower wasn't enough to change a pattern, this episode will show you why and what actually works instead. It's a powerful and personal one, and I'm so grateful to share her work with you. So without any further ado, on with the show. Orion, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, my love.
All right.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah. So let's start with a little bit of your origin story. How did you end up becoming so gifted and accomplished in the area of hypnotherapy? You had some hero's journey experiences that brought you to that point. Can you illuminate for our audience what that hero's journey was like?
Yeah, wow. It seems like I lived so many lives. But if I focus on the hypnotherapy journey on its own, I used to be a personal trainer in New York City, but I was always fascinated with what helps people change not only their bodies but their mind. And I was a very long time before that, I was into the power of your subconscious mind. And my mom gave me the book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy when I was 16. And since then, I really understood how our thoughts can create your reality and how we can affect our reality and affect our state as far as the way we are in our thinking and also in our physical bodies. So when I became a personal trainer, I would put my clients on the table to stretch them at the end of the session. And while I was stretching them and they were in this relaxed state, trance state actually, and I'll talk about trance state and what it is later, I would give them a lot of positive affirmations like, now that you're here and you're calm, your body is relaxing, and you know that your body is shifting and you're really proud of yourself and the work that you have done for yourself today, and you know that that work is going to help your muscles become stronger and the fat is going to melt away and you're going to be stronger and better than ever. And when you finish this stretching session and go home, your day is going to become better. And whatever came to mind, whatever I thought they need, I would talk to them. And I noticed that my conversations with them really help create the change. So the combination of the mind and the body was very, very effective. And not only they got empowerment through the physical, which is a wonderful way to get empowered, they got also mentally empowered. So their whole identity shift. And I was also into NLP, neuro-linguistic programming at that time, and I would just study on my own and implement techniques with my clients without their knowing. always for their benefit, always to make them more empowered, always to make them become better and better and better. And so after I was done with the personal training, I became a coach because that was my drive to become a coach, to understand how people work. And I had my own, like I said, hero journey,
Mhm.
and I spoke about it here on the podcast. But if you haven't heard, I was in a terrible relationship, an abusive relationship, ended up in a hospital, had zero self-esteem, was extremely fearful, extremely brainwashed to think that I am zero, nothing, less than nothing. And I had to cling on to the light inside of me, and I did everything that I could to kind of like, I don't know, by the nails, get out of that rock bottom and climb up and find my inner light. And I did it through learning a lot. That's what put me on that self-development journey. I was always into self-development, but that was a self-development journey on steroids because I knew that there is more for me in this life. It was either going dark or lifting my spirit up. And I decided to lift my spirit up. And I studied with a lot of great people, but I also did simple things like read inspirational quotes every day or watch funny cat videos, anything that will lift me out of the darkness, even just a little bit. If you do a little bit every day, it might not look like a lot, but within a year, you'll see a huge progress.
Yeah, it's
Um,
the compounding effect.
right. So I became a coach. And later on, I studied with Marissa Peer. I also studied with other people on how to do hypnosis. I did hypnosis before I published it because NLP has a lot of hypnotic techniques in it. And this was just taking like a lot of techniques that I actually knew, combining them together in this beautiful way that helps people. And when I do hypnosis, I draw from my background, from everything that I learned. But the most important thing that I do is connecting to the universal Google, connecting to God Creator, because all the information is coming from there. So if I don't know where to go in the middle of a session, that happens sometimes. I had some intense moments in the middle of a session. I don't go into my logical brain to help me on guiding the client. I kind of open myself like a channel, and then the right questions come, the right guidance, and I know what to say and what to do because it's not coming from me. It's coming from this higher help that's helping me. I call it God.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. And so the power of that intention to connect to your higher power, to the infinite intelligence, to channel that intelligence through you gives you the access. And also, even before you started coaching, you had really great successes outside of the normal realm of just people being stronger and healthier. Like you've had clients quit smoking, and,
Yeah,
and
in 2 sessions.
yeah, amazing. So, how does that work? Like you weren't even trained in Marissa Peer's rapid transformational therapy yet, or
No, but I was trained in other methods, and I think with that lady, it was actually divine guidance. I
yeah.
just came up with an exercise to give her. It wasn't something I learned anywhere. It was something that just came to me, and it was so powerful that it made her stop smoking.
So, what was the exercise?
It's a secret. You gotta come to me, and I'll tell you.
So let's talk about why rapid transformational therapy from Marissa Peer was something that you wanted to study. You went through her whole certification program. There's a lot of depth to that. So that's one of the modalities, one of the tools in your tool chest. What drew you to Marissa and her work?
She's really good. She's an award-winning therapist, and she's just amazing at what she does. And I wanted to learn what she does because I wanted to expand my toolbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you've had her on the show a couple times.
yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. And she's a Mind Valley instructor too.
Yeah, she just like man. Now with Mind Valley, she's really reaching millions and millions of people. She's amazing.
Yeah, super cool. So, how does NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, fit into hypnosis or hypnotherapy?
Hypnosis is a part of NLP.
Okay.
You can like you might not call it hypnosis. Some do, some don't. But it is a part of the because NLP is using symbols and metaphors to affect the mind because our mind really understands metaphors and symbols. So for one of my clients back when I was a personal trainer, oh my God, she lost so much weight. Um, but she was quite young and she couldn't lose weight and she was very overweight. I think she was 19 or 20. She had like a hormonal condition and it was difficult for her because that condition made it so hard for her to lose weight. Um, but with her, I remember doing some kind of I called it deep meditation, but it was a type of hypnosis where I went in with her and I asked her, when you think about the weight, what does it look like? Um, so whether it looks like shackles or something that some people look at it as a mountain. So I did an exercise with her where we broke those and she was free of it. Or if it is a mountain, I will do an exercise of them climbing the mountain, running through the cloud, whatever when you give your mind those metaphors, it's super amazing. And you can also do self-hypnosis with yourself, analyzing what obstacle you're dealing with, giving it a shape, a weight, a color, thinking, is it like close to me or far away from me? Is it a movie or still? And so if make it up, give me a shape of an obstacle and we can do it so I can explain.
Okay. Let's say it's a black cloud, like a fog.
A black foggy cloud. Okay, and is this cloud close to you or far away?
Let's say close.
Okay. Do you see it? Is it just the color strong or faded?
No, it's kind of like a dusty, dirty gray.
Dusty, dirty gray. So you can focus on that cloud and you can, instead, is it moving or still?
It's still.
Still. Okay. So a lot of time when it's moving, that means that the image is even stronger. You actually relive it in your visual cortex. So if it's a movie, you move it into stillness. If it's super high color, you make it faded or black and white. If it's super close, you take it further away. And then you can either really eliminate it by taking it really far away, making it smaller, or you can take the cloud and you can run through the cloud um, and just be on the other side and see that it's actually nothing. That fear is nothing.
Yeah, that reminds me of Phil Stutz and his book, The
Yeah, yeah.
Tools. It's one of the tools is to
Yes.
break through fear through envisioning a cloud, and that's the fear and running through it.
Right.
Yeah.
You can also, if you want to do it more spiritually, you can call in, higher counsel or angels and
Or even God.
or God and shrink the object, have it in your hand and hand it to them. Um, any imaginary way that can help you get rid of it because your mind really understands symbols. Your mind really understands metaphors. People that have problems with money probably heard a lot money doesn't grow on trees. That's a great visual for the mind. And that's like, oh,
It's
what a
sticky.
very sticky visual. So all those words that we are saying, they have weight, and all those idioms and metaphors that we're using affect our subconscious mind.
Yeah, so time flies or whatever is going to be a metaphor that makes your reality more real,
Absolutely.
and you can actually visualize that time flying by or zipping past. So if someone is trying to whether it's quit smoking or address a fear or phobia, maybe fear of heights or fear of flying or something like that, what's the process that you take them through, and how do you prepare for it in advance? Because you don't just show up and just wing it. You do a lot of prep work in advance.
No, I don't. I like to have a conversation with my client. At first, I need to know where they are. And I ask from 1 to 10, how willing are you to change? We have sovereignty, we have power over our minds. If you don't want to get hypnotized consciously, you will make consciously the effort to not get hypnotized. 99% of the time, you won't get hypnotized because of that resistance blocks the subconscious mind. So I only work with people who are 9 or 10 and are willing to do that. A lot of people have fear of stage hypnosis where
They're going
somebody
to be ridiculed because
ridicule.
they barked like a dog on stage or something.
Right, but that's very different between stage hypnosis to therapeutic hypnosis. People that are chosen to be on stage are usually people that are really excited to do whatever the guy on stage is telling them, and are really excited to be on stage. And when they're on stage and see all the people, they want to be really compliant and entertain everybody. So subconsciously, they will follow whatever it is. Because they already are in an excited state where their subconscious mind is open and they can do it. And I think also that the person who does stage hypnosis will know how to recognize those people.
Yes, they're highly suggestible.
Yeah.
And then they look for cues to help them identify those people and bring those people on stage. And those that don't seem highly suggestible, that won't make for a good show, so they don't pick them.
Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And the difference is with me, I only take people who are 9 or 10. That means they're in pain. They want to change. They had enough. They're willing. So with them, I'm gonna be very successful because they're ready. If somebody is not ready, I'm not gonna work with them.
What if somebody's not ready? Do you send them away and just say good luck, or do you give them some suggestions on what they can do to prepare or learn or grow, or do you suggest another modality?
Depends on the person. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. If I have something smart to say, I'll share it, and if not, I'll say I can't help you. I'm sorry, find somebody else. But it never happened
Okay.
before, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Never happened before.
Okay. I was just curious if you were like saying, "Oh, why don't you try EMDR? You're not a fit for me, but this might help kind of
Hmm.
scramble the signal and unstick some stuck patterns for you."
Right.
Because all they
People.
have to do is they have to watch a stick or something going from right to left. That's not a hard lift.
Yes, yes. And then the process of hypnosis is just to get them into a trance state.
And what's different from a trance state from a regular state when you're, say, banging away at the computer writing some emails?
Sometimes when you're banging away at the computer writing some emails, you are in a trance state because you can be so involved with what you're doing. And somebody can say, "Hey, Stephan, Stephan, hello, Stephan," somebody like me, "Stephan, Stephan," um, and you won't even hear it because you're so focused. Trance state is an unconscious focus state or not focus state. For example, when you're driving from this city to this city, and in the middle of it, you get lost in thoughts, and all of a sudden you're home. You can't forget how you got home because you were in a natural trance state where everything happened automatically, and a part of you was not even there, and the subconscious mind was open, and you just went through the motion. Sometimes you're in a trance state when you are watching TV. And again, like the movie is so good, and your friend can come and say like, "Hey, hey, hello," and you won't hear them, even though you're in the same room. And if you were not watching the movies, you would probably hear them immediately and say yes, but you're in a trance state. So it's a natural state, a daydreaming like state that we fall into a few times a day. I think it's really healthy, gives your brain a break, allows you to think more or experience more. And when I am with a client, I just do a what's called a regression, which is just bringing them into a very relaxed state. And when they are in this very relaxed state and their subconscious mind is open, then we can go back and unlock some childhood memories or even midlife memories where a belief was formed and created, and that beliefs is holding them back. And consciously, they would say, I know that I'm not that person, or I know that I am loved. Of course I am loved. But subconsciously, maybe a parent said something, a teacher said something, a friend said something, and boom, a belief was formed that taught that person that he or she is not loved. And so we uncover those beliefs during the sessions. Yeah, I go and regress them, and we uncover things. And one thing I tell my clients is, A, you're always in control. You're in control of whether or not you want to tell me something, and you are in control of whether or not you want to keep going or stop. And if you stop, you'll be immediately in the top shape, awake and alert, ready to deal with whatever's happening. And then immediately you can come back to the session and drop into a trance state pretty easily. So I give their minds suggestions before the session start. And that's actually very useful if I work with Israelis during a war and there might be a siren in the middle of the session. So they can go to shelter, go to a safe space, and then come back and
Yeah,
yay.
like 10 minutes later after the siren's
Yeah,
done, and yeah.
yeah.
So what's the homework that you give someone who's gone through a session with you? Afterwards, they are needing to kind of water the young plants that they planted in the session, right?
Yes. So during the session, we would go through many stages of empowerment, including integrating the inner child and healing and loving that inner child. And we they declare who they want to become, and we create different new beliefs and implant new beliefs in them. So that implanting of those new beliefs are creating new neural connections. But if an old belief was formed throughout life and was strengthened every day, so I'm not good with money, therefore it becomes my identity, therefore my brain wants me to always be right, therefore I will find proof for why I'm not good with money.
Yeah, so you'll
So,
self-sabotage.
right. So over time, you strengthen that belief, you strengthen that neural connection. Imagine the neural connection like a very thin thread, and every time you think the same belief, you're making it stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. The breakthrough will happen whether or not they're going to practice afterwards. But in order to strengthen that neural connection, I create a short recording with the new belief that they can listen to every night or every morning or twice a day for a minimum of 21 days to anchor that new belief.
So this is a hypnosis session that's just kind of like a guided visualization that you put them through in the recording for 10, 20 minutes, whatever, and then they listen to that on a regular basis for at least 21 days to help solidify
Yeah,
the new uh, like world belief or belief in themselves.
right. And what's amazing is that sometimes you don't see the shift immediately, but it's almost like planting a seed, and it grows and grows, and then months, 2 months later, 6 months later, you see a completely different person that actually believes that they are that new identity, and they can't even remember what it was like before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So you said part of the prep work is a session that's a pre-session to find out their willingness to change, and you're also gathering background information. What else do you do to prepare for a session? Because I know when I see you working towards doing a session, you're spending hours,
Sometimes I know.
and
I overdo it. I'm not supposed to do that, but I do. But I want.
what's this supposed to thing? Like,
I'm not
who's it?
supposed to. It's not what I wasn't taught to spend so much time prior to session. Do the intake, do the session, go. I just like to go deeper. Um, I like to make sure that the new beliefs are amazing. I mean, I just go deeper with I like to write notes for myself and really be well prepared because if somebody pay me great money for having a session, I want him to have like the most amazing breakthrough they have, and regardless, even when I work pro bono, I always want people to have the most amazing outcome. And but I always charge, even for I always charge because there is always have to be an energy exchange, even if it's a small amount of money.
So when you say pro bono, you mean like ten
Like
bucks or something, or like buy me
yeah, but I
coffee?
don't do it for a lot of people. But if a family member or somebody really close that don't have the means come to me, then I'll help them for, I don't know, $30 or I don't know, $100, something that is much, much less than the cost of the session. And so, but Tony Robbins said that when you pay attention. And I noticed that. Like
Yeah.
when people invest, they are invested.
Yes, and you don't value something for free. Also, it has a side effect when you get something for free and you didn't earn it. You get this bread of shame, which comes with it. Like the thing that you got, if you won the lottery, comes with all these side effects because you didn't earn that money.
Also, in many cases, people will spend a decade with talk therapy, but resolve things in hypnosis 1 to 3 sessions. So I think at the end of the day, it's much cheaper than a decade of therapy.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things that can be solved through hypnotherapy? I mean, we gave a few examples, things like smoking cessation and phobias and things like that. But what else is something that you would address through a hypnotherapy session?
Mm-hmm. Something I can address would be anything from insomnia, social anxiety, uh, sexual abuse, childhood past hurt. Um, there's a whole list. I
Nail biting?
nail biting. It's all stems from something.
Yeah.
There is always a subconscious reason for why we do the things that we do or don't do. Procrastination, lack of success in business.
Stuttering?
Yeah, I've never worked with stuttering, but yes.
So, what would be something that our listener would want to maybe try for themselves? Because this is an investment to do hypnotherapy, to whether they go with you or they go with someone else. This isn't inexpensive. It's a lot more than just a regular talk therapy session. What if they could maybe listen to some hypnosis audio from you, or maybe there's something on YouTube that you could share in the show notes for this episode and help
Yeah,
them kind of experience a little taste of this.
yeah, I don't have um a lot of people that I can recommend on YouTube. Some are great, some are less. So you can always choose for yourself. But two teachers that are awesome, well, you can Marisa Peer. She's got lots of YouTube videos with hypnosis. I haven't produced hypnosis for YouTube yet. I think I should start.
Yeah.
And Paul McCann,
McKenna. Yeah.
McKenna,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a Mind Valley
he's a
instructor.
Mind Valley instructor. Like they're both are really good. There are a lot of good people out there. You just have to look for yourself. But if you want something that will work specifically for you, then find the right hypnotherapist for you. And I have to tell you, they're not all alike. Just like with any teacher, some are amazing and some are you're like, I can't even study with you. This is not my thing. So find the person that resonates with you, and don't let titles or experience or somebody who's a good salesperson to sway you. Always listen to your heart and your intuition and go inside and see what it feels in your body when you're thinking about working with that person. If your body feels, yeah, I can't wait, I'm excited, go with it. If there is some tightness, something doesn't feel 100%, even just a little irritation, listen to that and find the next person. Even if you're working with that person, if it doesn't work, shift.
What are some surprising use cases for hypnotherapy? Whether you've used them on clients or whether you've come across them on online media or wherever, like case studies, when you've gone through trainings, what are some surprising use cases?
I don't know about surprising, but I can give you an example from my own experience, and that surprised me. One lady came to me for social anxiety, and she's very wonderful and successful. And and if you see her, she looks so beautiful and elegant and composed. You will never ever imagine that she's got social anxiety. So we did the process, and a few months later, she said, "Oh wow, my fiance and I will listen to your tape every night." I'm like, "Really?" "Yeah, we go to sleep with the tape you made me." I'm like, "Really, both of you? Wow." She said, "Yeah, not only I cured my social anxiety, but I healed my insomnia." I didn't even know she healed her insomnia. So what I feel that is surprising, that it's like a domino effect. You heal one thing and it heals this chain of other things or other events that were in the way. And the deeper you go, as far as like the first memory, the oldest memory that you have, it does heal a lot, um, fast forward in your life. Because if there was a belief that was formed when you were two, and then throughout life things happen to anchor that beliefs, when you healed the pain of the 2-year old, that belief that was formed when the 2-year old was having that issue, then the 6-year old and the 7-year old and the 12-year old who experience something similar, it all will heal like a domino effect. Now, I don't think legally I can say healing when it comes to hypnosis, but it can get much better
Yes,
than
and
you
all
think.
disclaimers apply.
All disclaimers apply.
This is not medical advice.
Nope.
Consult your doctor, et
Yep.
cetera, et cetera. Right. So I know that from multiple spiritual teachers and modalities, they say that everything has a spiritual root cause, some physical ailment or chronic pain or whatever. It's got a spiritual root cause. And so, how do you peel away that, or how do you navigate that to find that root cause that might be
I don't find it. The client finds it.
okay? So,
As
how do
long
you
as
help the
long as
client
long as
find it?
the client is in trance state and have the right suggestions, they will come up with the root cause themselves. They will unlock places in their minds that were hidden, like different shelves that were just locked for years. And because they feel safe, because they have the desire to change at that moment, when their subconscious mind is willing, they themselves, their higher selves, will unlock that drawer and the root cause will just show up. And then we know how to handle it, how to deal with it.
Right. So, let's say that somebody has been nail biting and they don't even recall when they started, but
Hmm.
you can regress them back to their childhood to when they started.
Potentially, yes, yes.
And then do you maybe even go a day before they started to see what happens?
Yeah. They'll come up with memories. Come up with memories. A lot of hidden memories sometimes. Memories that they haven't thought about for years all of a sudden will surface,
Mm.
and they themselves, so the client needs to make the connection. I cannot make the connection with them. They need to have their own aha moment in the trance state, because then they can change.
Right. And you make sure that they remember everything from the session.
They not always remember everything from the session, and it's not important if they remember everything. Some people do, some people
Right.
less.
But you suggest it, right? You suggest, and you'll come back refreshed, and you'll remember. You'll
No, I
remember.
don't suggest that they will remember.
Okay.
I suggest that they will come back fresh and amazing and feel awesome. The memory itself is not, a lot of people remember the significant parts of the session, but not always the whole session.
Right. But you record it too, so they could actually.
I don't record the session.
Oh, you're
I
okay.
do not record the sessions. It's not important for them to remember the process. Actually, remembering the process might bring up the trauma, or they can think about it too much. It can just like make everything muddy.
Okay.
I
So,
don't feel
they
that
could ruminate on it.
ruminate on. No, it's not important. What they get and what I record, and also it's very confidential. I don't want to keep files like that. What they get and what they record is the transformation. They get the transformation.
Right. So the recording you send them away with, or that you follow up with, is the one that you make for them to listen to
Right.
for the 21 days or whatever.
Right.
Okay. So what would be some resources in terms of maybe books or courses or tools of some sort for not just hypnotherapy? If somebody wants to learn how to do it, of course, they could take Marissa Peer's certification program, for example, but um, there must be some books that, like Joseph Murphy, you mentioned. Like, what are some books that pop into your mind, or trainings, video programs, or whatever that will help somebody who's intrigued by this and wants to study more about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mind Valley has great programs. Also,
So when you say Mind Valley, you mean to get a Mind Valley membership.
yeah, you can
And
get
then there's
you can
Paul
learn
McKenna
so
and
much.
Marissa Peer.
Yeah.
They have trainings that are multiple hours long that you can
Right,
watch.
and I'm not affiliated with them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
With Marissa or Paul or Mind Valley.
Yeah.
But I recommend it because I believe in them. I Yeah, they're amazing. Also, the books that come to mind is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Mm.
This is just a basic, amazing book to help you understand why your words matter and how your words can affect your body. Um, you Can Heal Your Life. It's a great, beautiful book by Louise Hay, and I love her. And we got to see her on the 90th birthday
Yes.
in San Diego. Wow, we were. She's
She had
amazing.
a full conference filled with people there for her to celebrate her birthday.
I know it was so great, and she was very old, and she couldn't even speak. She just kind of like they helped her go on stage, and she lifted her arm and blessed everyone, and I just felt this amazing wave of energy from this beautiful woman
Yeah.
who helped so many people. It was I'll treasure that memory forever. Just like being able to see her in real life. Wow. And she passed, I think, a few months later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Founder of Hay House,
so blessed.
and author of multiple books. She wrote Mirror Work as well, I think.
Yeah, so the other two books that I'll recommend is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind from Joseph Murphy, and I also recommend Mind to Matter by Dawson Church, and that is actually a great book for anyone who needs details and evidence that about the connection between the mind and the body. So if you are the type of person that wants to see research and evidence, Mind to Matter is a great book. It's fascinating.
And one book that I learned about from a famous pickup artist who turned into an NLP expert for like hypnosis and things like that. It was Provocative Hypnosis is the book he recommended. It wasn't by him. Ross Jeffries was the guy who recommended it. But I read the book and it was really good. Provocative Hypnosis. It's some sort of Scandinavian name. I don't remember the exact name of the author, but that was a really cool book. And what about just specifically about NLP? There must be NLP specific books that.
Well, Richard Bandler is one of the most well-known NLP people.
Yeah, he's like
He's
the co-founder or
the
something.
co-founder, yeah. So anything from him, there are tons of courses. If you want to learn something these days, free or paid, you can find it.
Yeah.
If you really just desire it. It's free on YouTube. People give things for free all the time. People give their programs for free all the time. Just search and seek and you will find.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're at the tail end of this episode. I know you like to end your episodes with 3 top tips to thrive or something
Mm.
like that. How do you word it again?
What are your 3 top tips to living a stellar life?
Yes. And you've been
And then where can people find you? All right. All right. This is how I do for the last 400 episodes or whatever,
10
however.
years. I can't believe
My
it.
goodness.
10 years of podcasting. Did you ever think you would be a podcaster for a decade?
No. And I almost stopped so many times and you kept encouraging me. Actually, I would never have had this podcast without this man. You would never have listened to today's podcast without Mr. Spencer, who gave me strength when and believe in myself or when I didn't. I was like, with my accent, how would people want to listen to me? Why would they want to listen to me with my broken English? So yeah, thank you, my love. And
Thank you.
also there were like the journey is not always smooth. There were so many times where I was just like, this is too much work. I'm gonna just quit. And he kept strengthening me and yeah. So thank you for that. I want to acknowledge you for that.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
amazing.
And thank you for, sharing your light with so many people through this podcast and the way that you produce it with our team and your oversight and your involvement with all the aspects of it. You make sure that this episode becomes so much more than just an audio or a video. It's got all these resources and the show notes and social media posts are great. Everything you oversee to make sure it's high quality and high value.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So if you appreciate that high value and all the efforts that was poured into this podcast, I would really love it if you can take a second to review. That will really help with making this podcast better and just bring this information to a lot of people. And if you like it and you want to give back, this is one of the ways you can do it. And
And it's free.
it takes a second. Go to Apple or Spotify and just leave a review. Please do that if you enjoyed the show, if you got something valuable today.
Yeah, and it's called social proof, and it helps people to make decisions about which podcasts to listen to.
It also brings the podcast to people's awareness because I can be the best kept secret. And people, it can be like an amazing podcast, very well produced. Tons of money was poured on the back end production and all the effort, but if nobody knows about it, it's not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we have a good audience, but I really want to increase it. So if you want to be my team and help me, I would super appreciate that.
It's awesome.
So 3 top tips to live in a stellar life. Let's go. Number 1, gratitude. If you feel like the world is too much for you, today I woke up in a bad mood and I wanted to be switched on and I wanted to have a better intention for my day. So what I did is I did some deep breaths just to move my body. And then I went into gratitude and thought about the beautiful people in my life and the good things that I have and just being complete gratitude for everything that I have and that elevated me. And when I was in an elevated state, I was thinking, okay, what's my intention for this day? How do I want to show up in this day? Do I want to show up grumpy or annoyed or not what I aspire to be? Or do I want to be like the best mom, the best partner? How do I want to show up? And so I put my intention and that really helps to shift the day. So the beginning of the day, get into gratitude or every time you feel like it doesn't work, life doesn't work your way, get into gratitude, breathe, get into gratitude and put intention on where you want to be. So that's number 1. It was kind of like 3 in 1. Number 2 is connect to nature. Nature grounding. So we have electromagnetic field around us. And just like when you put electricity, you always anchor it in the ground. We need to anchor ourselves in the ground, and we live in a modern world where we are very disconnected from nature. So if possible, go to the park or to your backyard, put your feet on the ground. This will ground your electromagnetic field I heard that if a small baby have a tummy ache or they're crying a lot, you just put a blanket, you put them on the ground, and they calm down really quickly because they need that grounding too. And you can ground through putting your feet on the ground, and you can ground by hugging a tree, and you can ground by holding like any plant. Just hold a leaf and ask the plant to ground you. And the plant through the earth will actually send you that grounding sensation. Try it. It sounds crazy, but please try it, and you'll see and you'll notice that you are feeling much, much better and much more grounded.
And that's more holistic and effective than using, let's say, a grounding mat or a grounding pillowcase or grounding sheet that is plugged into the electrical outlet to the ground of the electricity. Because I guess there you can have dirty electricity or you can have not a perfect ground. And it's just I forget where I heard about this, but it's not as ideal. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, get outside, bare feet on the ground, and connect. Use that electron sink. That's the biggest sink we got, which is the Earth.
Right. And the third tip is mind your relation and clean house. What do I mean? Your relationships are important. Your relationship with your loved ones are important. So make sure that you do well. You know, we mess up all throughout the day, all of us. But clean house, constantly clean house. You had a fight, make it better. You did something wrong, apologize. So remember to clean house. If you did something wrong, if you messed up, go to your loved one, say, "Hey, I'm sorry. I love you. This was wrong." Like Rocky said, it's not in the movie Rocky. It's not, doesn't matter how many times you fall, it's how many times you get up. So it's kind of like getting up spiritually in your relationship. You messed up, make up for it. Make sure that you're there for the people you love. Make sure that you are nourishing your relationships.
Awesome. And how do we find you online and learn from you and hire you for hypnotherapy sessions and all that?
Okay, so you can go to orionsmethod.com. And on orionsmethod.com, you can find my personal bio. You can learn about Orion's method. You can click, and then there are links to all my social media. You can go to the contact page and contact me. You can go to the hypnotherapy page and learn about hypnotherapy. You can go to the podcast page and see all the show notes. So it's a great website and a great resource. And then if you are a lady that is listening, there is a quiz, a pop-up quiz, and it's about finding your archetype. And it's a great quiz. I worked on it a lot. It's really beautiful. So if you want to know what's your archetype right now in this moment in your life and how to work with that archetype, you can fill out that quiz. And if you go to the bottom of the page, you can download a phenomenal ebook, Unshakable Confident, how to become more confident. It's a beautiful resource. It's got lots of tools on how to make yourself feel more confident, more powerful, and ready for the world.
Yeah, it's a great ebook. I've read it myself. I vouch for it.
He vouches.
Yes.
That's good.
Well, thank you for sharing your wisdom and your journey and all the great stories. I really love and appreciate you, and I know that your listeners they love and appreciate you too, and have a lot of respect for you for all the light that you reveal in the world and your intention to do that, your dedication. So, thank you.
Thank you, my love.
If you want to hear more conversations like this on healing, mindset, and inner transformation, then I recommend episodes 164 and 348 with Marissa Peer, episode 228 with Elliot Rowe, and episode 511 with Xavier Crow. Also, I invite you to check out the show notes, transcript, action-based checklist, and all the URLs mentioned in this interview with Orion Talmay at getyourselfoptimized.com/542. If you enjoyed the conversation, I encourage you to share this episode and, more importantly, the entire show, Get Yourself Optimized, with a friend. Change your life and help me spread the light. Thank you.